Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, VeggieVSG. I know it has been a hot minute since I have filmed a video for you guys, but today is a very special day. Today is my 2-year weight loss surgery anniversary, or surgiversary as it is coined on Instagram and the internet. So I figured I would do a little update video on where I'm at, how I'm feeling, my weight over time, everything along those lines. So if it's something you're interested in, please stick around till the end of the video. I cannot speak. I am so tired. Ugh. 2 years ago on this day, I was 22 years old. I had just turned 22, and I was on my surgery day, I think I was 265 pounds, around there, maybe 268. And yeah, I went under the knife. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy, VSG. And if you're new to weight loss surgery, it is where you have about 80% of your stomach removed. You get the part of your stomach removed that is easier to stretch, so what's left is the tougher part of the organ that doesn't stretch as easily. So I just have a really small stomach. Obviously, that was my main source of losing weight. Since then, in the first 9 months, 6 months, I would even say, I lost the majority of my weight. Actually, probably first 6 months. I lost the majority of my weight, and I lost, so my highest weight was 289 or 287, and I lost a little bit of weight before surgery, and then my lowest weight ever recorded, like ever, was 157, and it was literally for like a day, so I don't even really count it. My main weight after surgery has been sitting around 160 to 163, I would say. So that's just a little bit of background about me in case you are new here. And I'm sorry if the camera keeps moving. My cat keeps rubbing her butt on the chair leg and she keeps moving the chair. So yeah, so I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy. I made a video, I believe, already about my top negative side effects of having weight loss surgery, but I'm kind of going to retouch on that topic today and kind of jump into where I am. So throughout the weight loss surgery journey, I was vegetarian. I was already vegetarian before surgery. I wasn't willing to give up those morals, and that's just a moral thing for me. So I wasn't going to start eating meat for my surgery or after my surgery. So I stuck with being a vegetarian. And then I decided about 9 months after surgery that I wanted to go vegan. And there's kind of multiple reasons why I did it. I had always dabbled in veganism anyway. I feel like when you're a vegetarian, you often eat vegan, or you're just open in general to trying different foods. So I had already dabbled in it, but also one of the side effects that I had from my weight loss surgery was getting my gallbladder removed. And one thing you have to think about is there's always going to be side effects to everything. To me, it was worth getting weight loss surgery to deal with any of the side effects. So I did get my gallbladder removed about 7 months after my weight loss surgery. And just a little bit of background on gallbladders. Gallbladders don't properly function if you've been doing a lot of dieting, if your weight has fluctuated a lot, or if you've lost a drastic amount of weight, whether it's through surgery or not. So it is just a common theme with people who have lost weight or have dieted a lot. So it needed to come out. So it came out in July of 2018, which was about 7 months after my weight loss surgery. And so since that came out, eating dairy and just fatty foods in general it was becoming a problem because my stomach was hurting a lot after I would eat those types of foods. So yeah, that was also kind of what sparked the veganism thing in me. So since then, I've been vegan for over a year and 3 months now, and overall my eating has been pretty good. I would say recently I have fallen off the wagon, if you will, or I've been eating like an asshole. That's another saying. And I'm not proud of it. There's a lot of reasons that go behind it, but I'm not going to make up any excuses. Just know that I constantly, if I veer off the track, I constantly try to bring myself back on track. So you're probably wondering where I am now based on what I just said, and I am still maintaining at about the 160 to 165 range. The range has gone up about a pound or two. I would say I usually sit around 163 to 164, which is pretty average for me. Whoops, that was my phone, I promise. I usually sit between the 163 to the 164 area. Although today when I weighed in officially for my weight loss surgery, I was at 160.0 even, so exactly 160. I don't know how accurate that is. Tomorrow it could be 163. It just depends on the day, but I'm right in that range, and so I have definitely been in the maintain mode. My weight did creep up to about 167, and that was in this transition period of my life where I had just gone on a 10-day cruise, or 8-day cruise. It was a long cruise, and we all know that cruises love to feed you, and they love to feed you good food. So we had gotten off that cruise and we had moved in with my parents, and we were just continuing to eat and eat like we were on the cruise. So at that point, I think I was right around 167. But again, you know, correct myself, bring myself back on track, and I dropped down to 165, 164 within the week, I would say. So that is kind of where my weight is at. As far as exercising goes, when I first started this journey prior to surgery and right after surgery, I was constantly going to the gym. One main reason being because I was a student at the time, so the gym was free, and my gym at school had free fitness classes, and that is my preferred method of working out. So I would go to the gym at least 3 times a week, sometimes 5 days a week, and I always actively participated in the group fitness classes, and that was, excuse me, that was before my surgery in December 2017 up to May of 2018 when we moved out of Illinois, we graduated, all of that. So since then, from my up to my 1-year surgery, I would say I was pretty actively going to the gym. I would do a little bit of cardio, maybe a little bit of weightlifting, but that was really the extent of it. And to be completely candid and honest with you, this entire year I have essentially fallen off from working out just in general. I would say the majority of my working out is just walking. I walk about 20 minutes a day from my parking garage to my office. So 10 there, 10 back. That's really about it, other than the occasional hike that me and Colin go on. So looking into 2020 and just the years forward, I definitely want to start becoming active again. And I don't really know what that means for me. I'm not sure that it will be at a gym on a treadmill, but it may be some strength training at home. It may be yoga, maybe just incorporating more walking into like an everyday routine. So that's something that I am looking to work on. But as a transition piece, I have not been feeling good physically, and it's something that I want to check out and something I want to talk to you guys about. So I have not had a follow-up visit with any sort of weight loss surgeon or any sort of doctor for that matter since May of 2018. I got one vitamin check, like levels checked, right before I graduated and moved out of Illinois, and I never got checked since then. So it has been a year and a half now that I have not seen a doctor. And if there's any advice that you take from this video, is that if you are going to have weight loss surgery, definitely be committed to follow-up, especially when it comes to blood work for vitamins or for hormones if you're a female, just because that is vitally important to how you are feeling, and it's something that I have neglected till now. So a little bit about what's going on with me. Well, there's a couple things. There's a couple things going on. So I have general weight loss side effects that I knew that they were coming. I'm cold a lot, which I already knew was a given. I have pretty weak nails. I have hair that is thinner than it was, and I have baby hairs, as you can see. I lost a lot of hair. It is very, very slowly growing back, but it's of course nothing like it used to be. And I need to take lots of vitamins, and this is kind of where it gets a little bit more serious. So I definitely neglected vitamins. And it's not something I'm proud of, but I would go week to multiple weeks without vitamins because I literally completely forgot, or by the time I remembered, I was laying down in bed and I didn't want to go get something to eat to take my vitamins. So it is partially my fault that I am here in this state, but vitamins are so important. I mean, it's almost more important than taking a shower every day if you're a weight loss surgery patient, because it can affect a lot. And currently what I'm dealing with is, because I don't eat that much, I don't absorb that much in general, and I am on and off again with my vitamins, and on top of that I am a vegan. I believe from my preliminary research that I am iron deficient and or B12 deficient, and I already take, like, those are in my vitamin regimen. I'm just not sure if it's enough, specifically the iron. I've been feeling extremely anemic, to the point where, like, this morning I was driving to work and I was so fatigued that I almost did not feel comfortable driving. I don't know, like, what that means, but I know that extreme fatigue, dizziness, I read that, like, canker sores, cold hands and cold feet, these are all signs of anemia, and I fit the bill for all of those. So one, I don't take my vitamins consistently, period, which I'm trying to get better at. But two, I don't think that I'm taking the right amount of iron and the right amount of B12. And I know that people a lot of times can take iron, but it doesn't absorb correctly. So I have been reading about taking iron with vitamin C or with some sort of vitamin C food or juice. So that's something that I'm trying to incorporate as well. So I'm going to be getting the anemia checked out. And then one other thing I'm going to get checked out is hypoglycemia. So hypoglycemia, if you've never heard of it, is essentially when your blood sugar can drop really, really low without any warning. And you're not diabetic, you just have this low blood sugar drop out of nowhere. So it's not, to me, the anemia is more pressing of an issue because it has been affecting my life every single day. I am constantly exhausted. I'm constantly, like, my hands and feet are so cold. I get canker sores in my mouth a lot more than I used to, so it affects me on a more regular basis. Whereas the hypoglycemia, I've only had it since surgery, so in 2 years, I've probably only had a hypoglycemic episode maybe 5 times. And so what will happen is I will be standing or sitting or whatever, and I will just get this, like, overwhelming, I don't know, like, rush, like I'm really, really, really warm, or I'm really, really, really cold, like my body temperature can't regulate itself, and then my mouth starts salivating, almost like, you know, when you're about to vomit and your mouth salivates. I get that as well, and then literally I will either get dizzy to the point where I feel like I'm gonna faint, or I I get to the point where I feel like I'm gonna faint, or my vision starts getting like a little blurry, which is like dangerously low blood sugar. So after it happened twice and I did some research about it and I figured out that it's hypoglycemia, now I carry glucose tablets, which is essentially just pieces of candy, but I carry glucose tablets in my purse, and then I always have multiple snacks in any bag that I'm using. For example, this is my weekend purse, and inside is a chocolate chip Cliff Bar because it has 21 grams of sugar. So I always have something to eat with sugar in it, just in case I start feeling that way. And like I said, it has literally only happened 5 times in 2 years, but every time it happens, it's such a scary, terrible experience that I just want to be prepared, and I just want to ask about it to be safe. So I am going to a new surgeon for follow-up here in Arizona. I actually just filled out the paperwork today so that I can get scheduled out hopefully soon. But I'll be asking them all of this. They will be checking my vitamin levels just so that I know where I'm at and I know what I need to be doing moving forward. So I can do a separate video once I get those results back. But yeah, this is 2 years out. I would say if you're thinking about weight loss surgery, I never regretted it. I still don't regret it, even though I'm dealing with some side effects that are my own fault. But yes, I don't regret it. I would encourage anyone to have weight loss surgery if they are willing to make a change, because it is not for everyone. You need to be willing to restrain yourself on meals. You have to slow down when you're eating. You have to choose the right foods. And you know, there is positive and negatives to that. You know, a negative is if you're eating something that you really like, you are only going to have a couple bites. For me, it makes me appreciate the food more, but sometimes you just want to take an extra bite and you physically cannot. I definitely can eat way more than I could 2 years ago. I mean, right after surgery, it was like a sip of something and I was full. As now, I can eat a pretty normal sized meal. It's definitely a smaller size, but if someone saw my plate, I don't think that they would be concerned or be like, why isn't she eating? It would just look like I had a small serving. And when I have that small serving, if I can finish it, it literally fills me up like Thanksgiving dinner still. I would say though that I'm not as full as long as I was right after surgery. I eat probably about 6 meals or snacks a day, and they're just smaller, spaced out over time. I would still recommend surgery. I'm still glad I had it, but this is just the reality that you need to take care of yourself, and this is where I am at 2 years out. I am hoping in 2020 to make a lot of just better decisions in general and taking better care of myself, and vitamins is a huge part of that. So that is where I'm at. I will see you guys next time, and I will give you an update when I actually get my vitamin levels checked and I get the results back. Love you all. Peace.